Hello, Namaste. My name is Karthik Gore and thank you so much for visiting my channel. If this is your first time, ensure you subscribe to the channel and press the notification so you get all the latest update regarding the channel at the earliest. Also, please listen to the videos in totality and share your questions in the comment section for me to review it and answer. Thank you so much for your time again and spread the knowledge. So let's study the Dasa orders and some of the important takeaways for today. So first and foremost, we need to understand this is the Dasha order which is given in Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra, as well as most of the rishis perfectly agree with this Dasha orders. So let us try to understand what does this Dasha order mean and why have the rishis given this Dasha order. To start with, every rishi says that we start with the Chandra Dasha. So our first year of our life is when the only thing that matters is when will mama feed me. The only thing that we know is to cry. The only thing that we know that if I cry, mama will feed me. If I cry, mama is going to have the attention. If I cry, they will all make entertain me, so to say. At the same time, the first year is always a very fatal year. Hence, generally we always look at Chandra for naming a child. And the reason is that first year of any child, I repeat, any child is like a death-like situation. So technically, as per the dashas, the rishis have made it very clear that hey, this first year of your life, irrespective of good age, long age, is always that testing period. You're always like running on a trial license or a free period. And then after that, if your credit card is not proper and the three-digit PIN number doesn't work, the trial will stop. And hence, this infant mortality, a lot of countries are judged by how many children actually live over a period of 1 year or how many child actually survive that initial period. See, you can make a lot of strategies purely by Nisargika Dasha. All I'm doing and my role as a mentor, as a Jyotisha Guru, is to actually give you a thought process and to ignite that spark. Because the knowledge is abundance, it is impossible to teach anything and everything. So the first year is that Chandra. Chandra says that, hey, I am the giver of longevity. Saturn might give you a long life, but I can give you a healthy life. And as a result of which, if Chandra is misplaced or if Chandra is in the eighth house, we generally say, hey, Chandra is Marana Karaka. And the child can have little problem in terms of health or in terms of longevity. So the last thing that we want is Chandra in the eighth house. The best thing is we want Shani in the eighth house. Whatever is in the eighth house is being taken away. So when Chandra goes into the eighth house, it is taken away. But when Shani goes over there, it is like your bad health is taken away. Your short life is taken away. So what does it result? It gives in long life. It gives you inheritance. Hence Saturn in the eighth house is a very, very nice Raj Yoga. Very few know those things. And most of them actually feel that, oh, Saturn is in the eighth house, so bad. What are you talking? Especially during this COVID period, people who are going to have good life or people who have had healthy life are the people who are going to feel the most blessed, right? So this Chandra period is very, very important. Hence the whole concept of naming. Naming not only a child, naming your company also, the organization. And that's why they say, there is a report that most of these new organizations which open up or the entrepreneurs who start their business tend to wind up by the age of 2 or in the first year itself. Why? Because the naming process, there is a lot of secrets associated with this Chandra. The longevity factor. Once my mama is going to stop feeding me, will I be alive? Once my mama is going to stop giving me food, am I going to be alive? So this Chandra becomes very important. And always remember, if you're going to have a child in your house, child, within your family, always tell them the first year is deadly. And first year from where? I leave you with a thought. So technically, we say 1 year, but is Chandra first year or generally we say from conception? So there is 9 months of pregnancy, and once you are there in this bholoka, starts 1 year. So technically, can we say from the conception, it's roughly those 2 years which are very fatal for a child. Hence, it is not just that 9 months which a mother needs to take care, but it is that 1 year where she has to take care. Hence, there are different belief system. I remember that in sort of from the place where I come, for the first year, the mother doesn't give us their own clothes. What I mean to say is either the cousins give the clothes or somebody else gives the clothes. So for the first year, a mother is prohibited or parents are prohibited to take clothes for their child. Those are some of the remedies, some of the things which are there in different concepts and different sort of lineages. But still, as a beginner, I would tell you that you need to understand that technically it is almost 2 years because there is that 1 year of pregnancy also. Hmm? So now it is clear that the first dasha has to be of Chandra because Chandra is Naisargika mother, and we all have gone through our process where our mother has to be our most important person when we were born. Hence, the first dasha has to be associated with mother. Are we clear? Then what happens with the second dasha? Once we have survived that couple of years right from our conception, and the next stage is when our nerves are growing. See, in the Chandra dasha, our brain is growing. Because for 1 year we are almost like very, very sleepy all the time. But technically, our brain is still growing. We still come to know when somebody calls us, somebody claps at us, somebody makes us smile. The child sometimes in a mood smiles, sometimes says go to hell and goes to sleep, right? So that Chandra Dasha is a very, very funny Dasha and a very dicey Dasha as well because your health is on the chopping block as well. So you need a lot of remedies in that first year. Technically, we always had some tabis or some sort of remedies we always have near the child, as a result of which the child doesn't get an evil eye or sometimes even black magic or nothing. No evil can touch the child, so to say, right? So the brain is growing during this period. We are sort of recognizing, oh, this is the lady which gives me milk. Maybe she is my mama. Oh, this is the lady who always gives me a massage and comes for a malish. I don't like her. She gives me a lot of pain. So the moment that malish wali comes, the brain is being developed where the child starts crying even before she even starts the massage. Later on, it starts enjoying that, oh, it is not that bad. I was initially feeling this auntie is bad, but this auntie is actually good. Now I'm feeling good. And I'm feeling, after the massage, I can sleep very well. But auntie, I'm very afraid of water. Why? Because it is my first experience of Chandra Dasha. Inside my mother's womb, I was with a lot of water, I was with a lot of liquid around me, and I was feeling very caged. And suddenly, when after massage you pour some water on me and give me a bath, give me a sponge, I feel very scared because those memories come back to me. So that's your Chandra Dasha. As a result of which, a baby is in different moods. Sometimes it is laughing on its own, sometimes it is crying, and we don't know. And it just doesn't stop because of certain visions. They say that a child's memory initially it can see all the past karmas, as a result of which there are certain fatal things it sees. Suddenly it wakes up, suddenly it starts crying, suddenly it feels apologetic, suddenly it feels scared. All those things are coming in that Chandra Dasha. Hence, a very, very dicey Dasha. Please take care of your child. Please take care of people around you in that first year. Okay? And when Mangal strikes, the second Dasha is Mangal. Mangal is 2 years, right? So 2 years is first year is Chandra. So after 2 years. So from the age of 1 year, 1 day to your third birthday is the Mangala Dasha of 2 years. And what is Mangal? Mangal is nothing but your discipline, your physical growth. So after the first year, suddenly the baby starts becoming taller. It starts developing muscles. A baby which was so small suddenly is starting becoming big and big and big. Suddenly the baby has become very strong that the mummy ties and it is going to take his hand out because it has developed those muscles. It has developed the strength, and mummy is underestimating the child. That, oh, my child needs to be softly wrapped. And within 2 minutes, it takes the hands out. And that's the Mangal. It is growing up. That anger is coming. The child is angry. Why are you keeping me always inside? Take me out. Why is nobody giving me attention now? Hold me and walk around. Suddenly there is a lot of this breaking and all. You give a toy, it wants to throw. You give them something, it wants to beat people. Everything, it is constantly trying to move hands, it is constantly trying to build muscles, it is constantly trying to hit. Why? Because that's the growth of Mangal. And unfortunately, what we do is we tend to discipline the child. Discipline in the sense that we tend to stop the child. Hey, you are not supposed to break that. Hey, you are not supposed to do that. Why are you doing that? It is that age when it is supposed to grow that way. Giving some toys, you know, that's why you give nowadays soft toys, right? It is going to bite, the teeth are coming. It wants to actually tear away that. So much of strength. Suddenly, a child who was purely on the mother now suddenly feels that, hey, I'm gaining strength. I can throw this toy. I can beat somebody. I can pull somebody's hair. Somebody is wearing the specs. I can take away the glasses. I can pull out. So that is the time when you are supposed to discipline, but discipline in a nice way. What discipline do we tend to give? Generally, we tend to make them wear the pampers. We tend to say, okay, this is the time to eat. Okay, other than mother's milk, you have to now start drinking soup. Doctor has told that now you can eat this. Doctor has told that now you can sort of eat a little Cerelac and all those things which are there, liquidy but yet little solid. Something that you can gulp. Then slowly you have to start eating little khichdi. What do we say? You make it for child, nice. So that age from that 1 year to 3 years is a time when there is a lot of discipline change which is happening. The pattern of the child also is changed. It is now much more active. It is not sleeping for like 14 hours a day, so to say. Initially, it's constantly sleeping. Wakes up, you give him food, and it's again sleeping. So that Mangal Dasha is when the child is sort of gaining those physical growth, disciplining itself, and all those things are happening. So from that 1 to 3 is technically that mental growth and physical growth both are happening. Post that comes the age of Mercury, which is your, juvenile age, that, what do you call that? Where you are still not yet adolescent, but you are yet not that young as well. So that is 9 years of age. From the age of your third birthday till your 12th birthday is the time of Mercury, which means that Mercury says that, hey, now I can learn everything and my brain can sort of is very spongy. That's why you see research after research, they say that age group of that early age till the age of 12 is the best to give them books, best to give them education, best to give them languages, best to teach them what they have learned till that age of 12 stays with them. My Gurudev used to always say that if you have learned yoga by that age of 12, that's the real yoga. It will be with you. You learn after that, it's okay, that's all stretching. But real yoga, you will learn it in your young age. Once you can sit in Padmasana, once you can sit for Rudra Abhishek for 2 hours at a very, very young age, you have that discipline and you have done it, you will do it throughout your life. So apart from that, what happens is it is Mercury. It is that Prince Charming, right? So what does Mercury do? Yeah, I know everything. Do you know this? Yes, I know everything, Papa. Do you know how to play the video game? Yes, I know. Yes, I know. So that learning, that inquisitiveness, or that thing about doing everything is in that age group of 3 to 12. Constant learning phase. That's why all these Olympic champions, all those sports people, they always start young. By the age of 4, that Mercury age is the apt age. You see how in China, they train this Olympic talent. You might feel they are very cruel. You might feel they are really pushing the child a lot. But that is what they believe, that, what they teach them by that early age of 4 to 12 is a time when, that Olympic spirit will stay in them and they can become the best gymnast. You can't suddenly become a gymnast at an age of 25, 30. Okay, at an age of 25, 30, you can at the most start doing stretching. You can learn a little, but to get that flexibility of a gymnast, you have to do that at a very young age because your body will be moldable during that age. Your brain will be very moldable. Everything is very spongy. What you teach them during that age is what matters. in the end if they become a good citizen or a bad citizen. If you treat them the religion the right way, either they become a very, very broad-minded and a fair person, or they have that typical mindset, where they feel that only their religion is their religion and let's kill everybody else. That Mercury age becomes very important. And hence in olden days we always had Gurukul system. And the rishis used to teach them various factors. At a very young age, the king would say that this my four kids are yours. You teach them. Then the guru will decide, who is what. They will teach them everything, and then they will choose the area of specialization. That, oh, this guy is very good with Gada. This guy is very good with bow and arrow. This guy is very good with accounts. This guy is very, very good with his speech. This guy should be handling this part. But all that training is done at a very, very young age. And this was followed in olden days. Unfortunately, what we have done is with the advent of Kali Yuga and all, we have tinkered around a lot with the Naisargika Dasha, as a result of which we have to face a lot of problems also. But technically speaking, if you are supposed to learn Jyotish, Jyotish also actually is best when it is learned from the age of 4. You are supposed to do your Gayatri mantras there, you are supposed to do your Ganesha sadhanas there, you are supposed to learn all this what I am teaching you now, probably age of 5 or 6. You understand? But unfortunately, that Gurukul system, that Vedic system got very, very corrupted with all the invasions and a lot of other things that happened. Okay, so Mercury, we are clear. It is all about that learning, all about that youth, all about that chromosomes changing, right? Suddenly, this is the time when people tend to understand their body, touch, feel, all those things. That initial sort of thing starts over here. Then comes 20 years of Venus. So after the age of 12, add 20 years to this, 32. So 20 to 32 is the most important age of Venus, which is your youth, sexual realization. Now you understand your body. Oh, this is the area where you don't allow people to touch. Your mom starts teaching you. They start molding over here in the Mercury period. This is an area you should not allow anybody to touch. This is all. Nowadays, generally you give, right? All those sex education, etc. in the school. But this is when your sexuality actually starts functioning, so to say. You start getting feelings, you start getting your sexual overtures and all those things. You start getting all this boyfriend, girlfriend, your school. I like that girl, I like that guy. He gave me rose, he was looking at me, he was this, oh, I like this teacher, I like that teacher. All those initial crushes and everything starts right from the age of 12, right? And most of us will have some memory of some teacher, some guy, some girl whom we liked in our school days. Though we might laugh at it now, that's a different story. But what I mean to say, that Venus period starts right from there, right from that our childish romance to the time where we have our share of breakups, to the time when we get married. This Venus Dasha is a very, very pivotal sort of a Dasha. It is in a way the period of your life which is going to set the trend for what's going to happen next. Are we understanding? Because that is the most important Dasha in a way. Because that is the time when we learn our specialization. Hence, every Vidya, is associated with Venus. So whatever you learn between 12 to 32 is your specialization. That is what you can use for making your livelihood, for making money. Whatever you learn after 32 is all Jupiterian knowledge. So your spiritual knowledge is coming from Jupiter. But all your major material knowledge is coming from combination of Jupiter and Venus both. Venus doesn't give you that spiritual knowledge. Jupiter gives you the spiritual knowledge, at the same time commercial knowledge also. So all that subject matter expert, etc. is associated with Jupiter. However, Venus is your initial education, you do your PhD or you do your masters, or whatever you learn. You learn karma kand, or you become uneducated. So that period of 12 to 32 in a way has a great impact in your life. It is going to tell us exactly what's going to set the trend. So it's not only your sexual realization, it is not only your good and bad experiences, but it is also your phase where from a very immature person at the age of 12 to somebody who has seen enough in life to understand the good and bad. And that is what Venus Dasha gives you. Then comes your adulthood. So after we have gone through all those pressures of Venus comes your adulthood of Jupiter. So from the age of 32, so Guru's years is 18 years. So from the age of 20 years, from 12 to 32 was Venus age. From 32 add 18 years. So from 32 to 50 is the age of Jupiter, your real wisdom. And generally we tend to say that is the time after which you get settled. Initially always we go through this two job changes, three job changes. Initially we'll earn a stipend. Initially we are always sort of exploited, so to say, at workplace. We are asked to do a lot of work. We do a lot of work, but we are underpaid. But at the same time that experience is growing. So once you reach that age of 32, the natural age of Jupiter, now is the time when you have seen enough. Now you know what are you going to do with your career. That Venus phase was more of experience phase. This is the wisdom phase. I'm not going to work for this. Now you have the smartness to tell your manager that, if I'm going to work on holidays, I need extra money. If I'm going to travel, I need good hotel. If I'm going to travel, I need my travel and dearness allowance or whatever it is. Or you shift a job and you are better negotiator. So that age of Jupiter is something which makes you stable, mature, and you are reaping the fruits of real wisdom. So technically, I always feel that real marriage, real relationship, or real maturity in a guy starts technically at that age, 32. And most of your life, if you think about it carefully, you will see that that age group of age of 32 to 50 is a time when actually you really went to the next level because it's the natural age of Jupiter. And if Jupiter is also well placed, then it becomes like what we say, Sone pe Suhaga, or the icing in the cake, right? So very, very important that while I'm telling you all this thing, it is important for us to understand the planetary placement also. If Jupiter is the cursed period planet in your horoscope, then this period can also be bring that curse to your life. It can also bring a lot of challenges to you. But that we'll be doing in the next session. Today, what I wanted you to focus on and understand what is the real reason why we are putting it in the format. What is the real reason why the rishis have given this way or this sort of a setting of the Naisargika Dasha?